The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 818.
Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.
Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today is another Asian Woman Who Boss Up edition, and I'm really excited to have this lady today. She was actually on my show before, and I'm really excited to have her as an author because to me, she is definitely a confident Asian woman. She is an award-winning keynote speaker, an angel investor, a producer, a mom of four. Actually, she has many things going on, but these are some of the key things she does. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Didi Wong. Didi, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Hi, Sheena. Always good to talk to you. Yes, I am originally from Hong Kong. That's the Asian in me. I'm Chinese, 100% Chinese, although most people, when they look at me, they think I'm mixed. But yes, I'm Cantonese, Hong Kong, and I grew up in England and Hong Kong. I still have my roots in Hong Kong. My parents and sisters are there.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Didi, how does the model minority myth hurt Asian women as a whole?
You know, I think that the myth is that we are like kowtow to our men. Back in the day, of course, if we're watching any movies, the tradition is the women stay at home. They're the bearers of heirs, right? And we must have a boy and all those traditional things. But, nowadays, especially in America, a lot of us are born into the Western culture, right? I'm not myself. I was born in Hong Kong. I raised in England and now residing in Los Angeles. But I still very much have my traditional ways. I do believe in carrying on that tradition, but that minority myth of women are supposed to be quiet and they're supposed to serve their husbands and be the one at home to make sure all the domestic things are taken care of. I mean, yes, that is still true, but it's definitely more and more all the women are coming out and actually doing something great. And that is exactly why this book is amazing. I'm so excited about it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. I can totally understand. I remember my grandma telling me stories how, like, at the age of 8, my great grandma was already telling her to go to the market by herself. She was washing all her brother's clothes. Like, she was definitely like the one doing all the chores, even though she was like the oldest sister out of all her 11 siblings. And that's how it was back in the day. And why is creating a stronger representation of Asian women so important for you?
Well, because I vow to be a leader in this race of Asian women. So because there's so little representation of us, and you hear, especially in America, the black versus white. When you talk about race, people usually refer to black versus white, and Asians are never really in the conversation. Not that we want to be in the negative sense, of course, right? But at the same time, this group of race, the Asian women, we are really actually very, very powerful because behind doors, we are actually the one behind the man and the one making all those decisions. And if you really truly know a Chinese family, usually the woman is the right, the hierarchy of she is the one sitting at the top of the totem pole, telling people what to do. And so the subservient, quiet woman, kowtow kind of type of a stereotype needs to come out. We're not that stereotype, and we actually have really great ideas and thoughts and ways of doing things that will achieve big goals. And I think it's time for the media to actually pay attention to us. And so it begins with our VP right now, right? She's half Indian, and so that's Asian. So that's important to know. And so I think for us, she's definitely paving the way. And I actually think the world is going to accept us because we are really that group that will give goodness to the world. At the same time, we won't be rude, or we have the good balance of the tradition and understanding the respect, as well as coming out to make a name for ourselves.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And it's so true, right? You have the first female vice president who's half Asian, and sometimes it just takes one woman to open doors for so many. And so there's no better time than now. And how does it feel being that representation for so many Asian women around the world?
It feels so great. It really does. I will say that in my line of work as a speaker, as an angel investor, as a movie producer, there really aren't enough minority females represented. So to be one of the leaders in all those fields, especially in speaking, it really is such a strong male dominated industry. And angel investing too. A lot of women are very wealthy, but they actually don't know how to grow their money, and they don't know, they just leave it in the bank, or they follow their husbands to buy whatever stock they think is right. And I really am an advocate for women to come out of their shells and put their brains and their money to work. And I vow to pave the way for Asian women to have more of a say in personal development, and to stand up there on stages and speak and inspire and impact. So I feel really good about that, and I feel congruent and in alignment with it, and that is not forced. It feels really like a calling from God, and I'm totally walking the path that I'm supposed to walk. So it feels really good.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And Didi, you are truly paving the way for so many other Asian women to step up and see their worth and just go for it and forge their own path. So thank you so much. And share one reason as to why every Asian woman needs to read this book.
So I think every Asian woman, in fact, every woman, because in fact, you'll find the stories will really link all of the races together. I think once you start reading the stories of all these different authors, you will just feel so connected. You will feel so bonded with what may be going through in your life. You will really see that we are all very, very similar. And in that similarity is when we find love and friendship and goodness, right? It feels good that if I went through something and you went through the same similar situation, then I feel automatically closer to you. So I think you will all really enjoy the stories and the different types of women we have in this book. I was just noticing we have Vietnamese, Thai, Korean, Chinese, Filipina, of course. All of us are represented in this book. So no matter what Asian type you are, you will find something that will feel up your alley.
Thanks for sharing that. It's so true. Having that relatability factor is huge because especially as Asian women, we feel like we're the only ones going through the issues that we go through, but really we all go through it. And just knowing that, we're not the only ones going through it just gives us a sense of like thinking I'm not that crazy. I'm not the only one going through this.
Or the fact that, I can overcome this. Like if she did it, I can do it too, right? Yeah.
Totally. It's about showing others what's possible. So I'm glad you're able to share that. And what can readers gain from reading your story?
Oh, my story it's really all about how I've overcome my adversities with family traditions, with expectations, with the acceleration of my fame per se, or my brand, my name, which has become well known in my industry. And I really think that my story will inspire you to know that it is absolutely possible to gain respect, credibility, monetize, and become successful in a short time if you put your mind to it, because that's my unique story. Yeah, so I can't wait for you guys to read it. And also I'm writing the foreword, which will be really kind of a thank you to all the authors and how this project came to be. So I'm giving you a little glimpse of the beginning of the book and throughout the book, and then whenever my chapter lands, wherever my chapter lands.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And can you share one boss up tip for our listeners today?
Yes, the boss up tip is you're not going to be able to take care of anybody out there or succeed with a team or make a difference if you don't take care of yourself. And my quote everywhere that I speak is be your own best friend. So that would really be the tip that I want to give to the listeners right now. If you take care of yourself, then you can go out there and actually impact the world in a positive way.
Thanks for sharing that great tip. I wish I had that when I was a lot younger because I know I was always my own worst enemy. So thanks for sharing that. And Didi, where can people find your book or pre-order the copy of your book, if you can share that and some other social media links that you have?
Yeah, it's very easy to find me, didiwong.com. And on all social media platforms, I'm Didi Wong Official. In fact, LinkedIn is the only one that's just my name, Didi Wong. When the book comes out, you won't even need to find me. You'll see it. That's the kind of person I am. I am a promoter. I love sharing projects. I love this one in particular will be louder than the others because it's not just me. I'm going to be advocating for all the authors in the book. And I so love all of them. Each one of them are so special to me. And I'm definitely going to be very loud on social media to promote the book and to make sure you get a copy in your hands.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. I'm really grateful that you're part of this amazing project, Didi. So thank you again. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Didi, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for her name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank again Didi for taking the time to share her tips, her wisdom, a little bit of her story, and just excited for this book to come out. So thank you so much, Didi.
Thank you so much, Sheena, and to all your audience members who have been so supportive of you. So thank you.
Not a problem. It was really great having you on the show, and thank you as well. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another Asian woman who boss up author who's going to share her wisdom and tips. So tune into the next episode, and bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. You can order your copy of Asian Women Who Boss Up book by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.